Hi to the one person that's here. Hello, Megan. Hello, Anna. How are you? Hi, Brianna. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Lauren. Yeah, and I'm just going to say apologies in advance to any of you who hear me clearing my throat every 2 seconds. Being sick is not fun. Kobe, it is like maybe in the teens today. I don't even know. It was freezing. It's very windy today. Let's see. It is 9 degrees and it feels like -10. It's very windy and blowing out there. We are staying warm. Winnie loves the snow. She's like constantly rolling around in the snow and having the time of her life out there. She's asleep on the ground right now. Well, now that 14 of you are here, hi Maggie, thank you. I figured I'd just like do a get ready with me. How do you pronounce your name? Minsis? Hello? I figured I would do a get ready with me because I'm gonna go for dinner tonight. And yeah, that's that. Okay, perfect. I'm glad I pronounced it right. That's Ven. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna get everything organized here, so I'm sorry if you hear like clanking around. How have you all been? How has your winter been? I went to Ulta today with the intent to get some new products for this, but I had a little coughing fit when I got into Ulta. Like I got one product that I was wanting and then the coughing started. So I went to the bathroom and I'm like, I cannot do this because I started just getting hot and I just couldn't continue. Plus, there was like 40 people in line. Brianna, you do? That's so cool. Why didn't I know that? I feel like I recognized your name from the comment section. Hi, Moshi, and thank you. Yes, winter's been so cold. Christina, I don't feel the best, but we persevere. And maybe if I remember, I'll tell you guys what I'm using. This is the Tula Rose Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. Does it do anything? Probably not, but it feels good. I have not recovered. Is it Ven? I have not recovered very well, but it's moving into my sinuses now, so I feel like I'm just getting more of a cough, and it's okay. It's fine. I'm not contagious anymore, according to the urgent care doctor. So I've been on medicine for influenza and I can go out and about now, but it still is hard to go out in the freezing cold when you have a nasty cough. My favorite foundation, I guess I have two kind of. I usually use a CC cream. This one's the Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage. And you can only get this one at Ulta, I believe. And then I really like the Tarte Found Sealer actual foundation. And I'm very pale, obviously. So I do like to mix two shades to get kind of the perfect shade for my skin tone. I did put self tanner on last night, but I'm still pretty pale. So I like the Tarte Found Sealer and the Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage CC Cream. I'm jealous that you guys got your first snow so late. Brooke. Do you ever see the iguanas fall from the trees, or is that just, like, something um, that they share on the news, and does it actually happen? I'm really curious. I haven't watched Firefly Lane, but I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about it, so I'm jealous, I wanna go to Florida right now. Yeah, I heard that influenza is going to be, like, very prominent this year, so careful. Careful if you go out and about because that's what happened to me. I literally went out for one day and I got sick, so that's what I get. Hopefully none of you catch it because it's not fun to have. It's literally it hurts. It hurts the chest. I'm trying to decide which foundation to use. I don't know. I also got a sugar cookie latte, we all know. Oat milk, love it. Low 60s, yeah. I would take the low 60s right now, but I can see that would definitely be chilly if you're used to it being in like the 80s and humid. Thank you, Lauren. I just took some Dayquil, so feeling a little bit better. This is gonna take me like 2 hours to get ready just because I like all over the place and scattered. Oh, poor little iguanas. Para-influenza. Oh, I hope he's feeling better. I've never heard of that. Okay, I think I'm gonna use the actual found sealer today. Yeah, I heard that they just like freeze and get stunned, so that's good. But did you guys hear about that tank? I think it was in Berlin, but the fish tank like exploded in one of the hotels. Yeah, on a Christmas without snow would be very, very different. A very different experience for myself, but I'm sure since you don't ever have it, it's normal for you. But I just think that would be so different to have that. Yeah, I feel like we always want what we can't have because I would take the warm weather right now, but you would take the cold. It's just the wind here. I feel like everybody says that. It's just the wind. And who's the one from? Brianna. You probably have heard that a million times. Like, oh, it's just the wind. The winter wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the wind. Brooke, I hope you're feeling better. No kidding. Hopefully my immunity will pick back up here. Grew up in Maine, now in Virginia. Never have a white Christmas. It doesn't snow in Virginia. That's surprising. I think my mom has family in Virginia. Yes, Brianna, always the wind. I think I heard that the fish did not survive, and like I think a couple actual people were injured. I don't know if anyone um, died. Yeah, one of my friends sent me a snap of outside of his apartment. Literally, I think that there was like a 20-foot drift on top of this car. It's like I don't know how they're getting into their vehicle. Hi, Megan. Yeah, the melting of the snow, I think, is the worst part. And of course, snow removal. That's why I don't want to buy a house, is because like moving, um, snow would be so bad. I don't know why, but sometimes when people send emojis, it like makes me approve the message. Like it blocks it. So if you don't see your message on there and I don't respond to it, just give it a second. Hi, Katie. I'm jealous, Megan. Good. I'm glad you're feeling better, Brooke. I am going to dinner tonight at like this fancier restaurant with a friend. um, but we're not going till 7:30, so it's 4. I have quite the time to get ready here. Yes, 20 feet of snow in the cars and doorways. It's not fun. Thank you. I'm not one for like dates at restaurants. I'm not a big fan of it, but I've met him quite a few times. So he actually is in my field, so he has the same job as me. But we talk about work 99% of the time. So hopefully we can find something else to talk about. Because what kind of fun is that, going on a date and just talking about work? I don't wanna call it a date. I don't know if it actually is a date. Hi, Brooke. Usually, I shouldn't say I run late, but I usually take a nap before I go anywhere. So I didn't take a nap today. Winnie is taking one for me over there. Also, I am so proud of my skin right now. It looks so good. The fact that I'm like searching for a pimple to cover up makes me so happy. Winnie is sleeping. Yes, a date. A date. Thank you, Megan. I think the number one thing that really has helped is the fact that I don't pick at my skin anymore. That is such a bad habit that I used to have. So, word of advice, don't pick at your skin. If anyone wants to ask questions, just fire them away. I don't care. I feel like I just don't have anything to talk about. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so appreciative of everyone's support of Vlogmas this year. I know that content can get very overwhelming because I know so many people post Vlogmas videos, but I've been seeing a lot of people do it on TikTok this year instead. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do TikTok. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I do have my tragus pierced. I think I got it. I don't even know if you can see it. I think I got it when I was a junior or a sophomore in high school. I've had a lot of piercings. I think the only one I haven't had is like a daith piercing. Sometimes the editing can get in the way, not in the way, I shouldn't say that, that was the wrong choice of words, but I can get behind on editing if and when I go out. Like if I'm doing something in the evening, I get behind on editing just a little bit. Where did you get your cute MRI tech crew necks that you wear for work? So, the one with the colorful letters that says MRI Technologist in like the calligraphy, that one is from one of my classmates and friends' Etsy shop. Her name's Courtney, and she has an Etsy. So I will link it down below after I'm done with the live. But I think it's Regan Designs or something, Regan Joe Designs. And Etsy is the hardest platform to search on, I swear. Do you guys have issues searching on Etsy? Because I definitely do. It's Regan Joe Designs. I think this is probably inverted, but yeah, definitely inverted. On Instagram. And Regan is spelled Raegan. And then the other one, that's kind of like the ACDC font. I actually made it and I don't have it for sale or anything, but my friend Ashley here on YouTube, she's a nurse. She has one that says NICU nurse, and I went to that Etsy shop, and the person doesn't sell an MRI tech one. So I was like, how easy would this be to make myself? So I just looked up the font and downloaded it and then made it myself. So that's where I got my MRI tech sweatshirts. Otherwise, Etsy has so many. Would you ever do a cleaning routine? Sure, I can do a cleaning routine video. Um, it's so much easier living alone because I make my own mess, clean up after my own mess, and I don't have to worry about anybody else, which is so nice. Um, Lauren, I don't know if your full message sent. It just says Vlogmas. Oh, I see. Never mind. Yes, good hydration definitely plays a part. I have my big Stanley. I think that the 40 is a little too big, if I'm being honest. Um, but I like the 30 a lot. And it has the handle on it now too, the newer model. Good for you. I'm glad your skin's been looking great. I think that's such something that's like so important for my, like, I shouldn't say my confidence, but makes me feel so much better is when my skin is looking nice. Hi, Keely. Did I already say that? I feel like I did. Have I ever considered going into mammo? I talked about this in my last live, I think, so sorry if this is a repeat for some of you, but COVID hit right before I was supposed to start my mammo rotation. So I never was able to actually shadow in mammo, but I don't think I would be interested in it. I don't know. Just I feel like there's no variety in mammo, and I really liked the variety in X-ray, CT, and MR. It's like you get a lot of the same exams, but at least like your day can differ. You're not going to do the same exam over and over and over again. But the mammo tech in my department, of course, she only does mammos, and it's the same population of people typically. Like you'll get a younger person or a male patient once in a while, but not as often. So I just don't really like the repetition of mammo. So I don't think I would ever consider going into mammo. Stacked lobe would be so cute. I don't think I have enough lobe space to do that, but I've always loved seeing it on other people. It's not that bad with AirPods, but I feel like the tragus piercing, if you're healing with AirPods, would be difficult. AirPods didn't exist when I was in high school, so um, yes, Etsy is so hard to search something on. I almost have to just do it on Google and then find it that way. I live in North Dakota, Sarah. Pama Jamma, thank you so much. And thank you, Haley. I like my place a lot. I wasn't really content with it when I lived with my ex, but I'm happy that it looks the way that it does right now. I kind of forgot which step I was on. Also, I know everyone loves the Rare Beauty blush, but I think it's just the shade that I have. I don't really like it. I think it's just a little too much. I just don't really feel like putting on blush today. So, otherwise, usually I would use the Rare Beauty, but I just haven't really been liking the look. Maggie, I'm so sorry to hear that. Absolutely. You can message me on Instagram. I would love to talk to you. Megan, what color of the Rare Beauty did you have? I think mine's Encourage. Yeah, mine's Encourage. If you guys watch Alex Earl on TikTok, she has kind of more of a like bubblegum pink looking blush, and I really like the color on her, but of course she's so much more tan than I am, so I think it's just a little it's too opaque for me. But I accidentally shattered my other blush. It was an actual powder blush. So that's the only blush I have to work with. But actually, I think I might have a couple from Milk Makeup, but I haven't gotten around to trying them yet. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Haley, probably not. It's just a lot of time and effort with having a job too, and then YouTube and everything, plus a dog. I didn't really find that much joy in it, so I probably won't be making scrunchies again. Joy, okay. It was a no. Yeah, and it's pretty expensive too. So I think Ashley might have the color Joy. Good luck, Murphy. I don't know what your first name is or if that is your first name, but good luck. It's not as bad as you think it is. It's like all the anticipation working up to taking boards is so much harder than the actual boards exam itself. Sorry that this is going to be in the frame for a second. More than a second. So MRI actually doesn't use radiation. So no, it's CT and MRI and mammo that use radiation. And then if you're in like pain management and you use like a C-arm, or if you're in interventional radiography, that all uses radiation. But MRI uses radio frequency and a magnetic field. So no radiation there. That's what I did. I did an AAS degree for Radiologic Technology, and then I I trained, excuse me, into CT. That took me just under a year, and then it took me a while to take my boards because I got sick, and then we were really short staffed, so I pushed it back. But I got registered in CT in March, and now I'll do MRI here shortly. I feel like it's always right before I'm supposed to take my boards that I get sick. What are the odds? Because I'm sick right now. Kylie Blush and Winter Kiss. I honestly have never purchased anything from Kylie Cosmetics. I will admit it. I'll have to try that one. Thank you. I've been seeing people do icks about their pets. Any fun icks about Winnie? Um, she poops on herself. Like today, I had to freaking clean up her poop on her fur. Like, I do not want to do this. This is annoying. I know she can't help it though, so it's okay. I didn't do MRI online, Ethan. I did like self-taught credits, and it was 16 credits of online education. Excuse me, not online, but it was 16 credits of modules education, I should say. So they were just modules, videos, and then you had to take a test and you got the credit. So just like continuing education. Basically, it's called structured education, SE credits. Yeah. So radiation is just in CT and MRI. A lot of people think that. So no big deal. What other icks do I have about her? None. I don't think I have any other icks about her that I can think of. Did you see my butterfly tattoo and that's what you thought of, Haley? Yeah, I think shadowing in volunteering is like the best way that you can kind of like figure out if you're interested in the field. There was quite a few people that were in my program that didn't really know what they were getting themselves into because they just didn't have the opportunity to shadow. So I think it's really important to shadow before you go into the field, because there are a lot of things that are involved in healthcare that people don't kind of know about. So, okay, so my fear of butterflies. When I was a kid, um, I was walking home from a friend's house, and this isn't a butterfly situation, but it's a dragonfly. So, I looked down, and there was a huge dragonfly, and in my head, it was probably bigger than it actually was, but in my head, it was like 5 inches wide or something, and it was stuck to my shirt, and I was freaking out, screaming, running home, like, "Get off me! Get off me!" So the thing flew away, and now I've been afraid of flying insects ever since. I've been better with butterflies, but when I went to Arizona in 2020, I believe, think it was January of 2020, um, or 2019, doesn't matter. My little cousin was going to decide if he wanted to go to Butterfly Wonderland or the aquarium. And I wasn't going to be like, I don't want to go to Butterfly Wonderland because I was, 23 years old. Like, don't suck it up, you know, it's fine. You'll get over it. So he chooses to go to Butterfly Wonderland. Perfect. It's fine. Um, so we get in there, we watch a 3D movie, and 3D movies make me nauseous. So I sat with the 3D glasses off, and then finally I'm like, I don't feel good. So I left the movie early. So I was standing out there waiting, and I was already getting myself worked up. And this was before I was on anxiety medication. So had I been on meds at the time, maybe I would have been a little better at managing that. But you live and you learn. Um, so we get into the actual big auditorium, I guess, of butterflies, and it's like 95 degrees in there, super humid. I'm wearing a sweater, bad on my part, and I was gonna meet up with a friend afterwards, Brittany Troll, if you guys know her here on YouTube. I was gonna meet up with Brittany, and we're standing there. There's some giant butterflies in Butterfly Wonderland, and one landed on my back, and my cousin's like, Julia, there's a butterfly on you. I freaked out and I started crying and I ran out of there. Call me crazy, but you have your irrational fears and you can't help it. So we're working on it. I do love butterflies. I think they're beautiful, but that's the story. And yes, Winnie did almost kill a butterfly, but I picked it up. I had it on my hand, very proud of myself, and we put him on a plant, and then he flew away. Okay, moving on. How long did it take me to learn MRI? So I started training in MRI at the end of last November, and I would say I was pretty much fully comfortable by April of the following not I guess year. So like maybe six-ish months it took me. But as for like physics and stuff, that takes a while. I would say about 9 months. Excuse me, 9 months. Excuse me. Round two of Ulta, if you guys heard that, heard my little chat about that. Speaking of icks, did you see the labor and delivery nurses that posted their icks about patients on TikTok? No, I didn't. But in my opinion, I would never do that because feel like people are just in their most vulnerable state when they're in, a healthcare setting, like as a patient. And I wouldn't want to go into something like that knowing what a nurse might be thinking about me or any healthcare professional, but in this instance, nurses. And I know they're probably meaning it in a lighthearted way, but I just wouldn't want somebody to be thinking that about me or anyone for that matter. My boyfriend and I are thinking about living together since my parents are divorced. I've been living with just my mom ever since, and it's been hard without her thinking she's going to be alone. First of all, Anna, how old are you? I'm just curious. Because at some point, like, your mom has to know that um, your mom has to know that she's going to be alone at one point. And I know it's really hard, but like, you have to do what's best for you too. And you never know, maybe your mom will find somebody else to live with, whether it's a friend or significant other or something too. But yeah, you have to do what's best for you. Any tips you would suggest for someone thinking about starting a YouTube channel? Go into starting a channel with the intent that you're not going to ever make money from it. Um, because I feel like if people start social media with the mindset that they're going to get rich quick, it's not going to happen. TikTok, now, on the other hand, you might have a little more success with that. But YouTube is definitely very hard to grow on. I've been on YouTube for maybe 6 years. I'd have to double check on that, but it's been a while and things ebb and flow and people's interests change. And I just think you have to be in it for the right reasons, of course. But I just love sharing my memories with everyone. And the fact that I can put my memories online and like other people care about them is crazy to me. But um, yeah, just go in it with that kind of mindset. And you don't need any like fancy equipment or anything. If you have an iPhone, some of the Android cameras are incredible. And the guy that I'm actually going on a date with, he has an Android camera and he was showing me the zoom feature on it. And I'm like, damn, is that thing a telescope? Because my iPhone, I think it's an 11. It is pretty crappy quality when it comes to the camera. So you could literally use that in just like the free iMovie, or there are some amazing editing apps on um, the Apple Store. I will tell you the one that I use for TikTok. I use InShot, and it's a free app, but you just have to like watch an ad to get the little watermark in the corner off of it. So those are what I would recommend to start a channel. Any negative side effects you've noticed from anxiety meds? Not that I have been aware of. I'm gonna do my eyebrows, so I'm gonna get real close here. Um, Not that I've really like noticed, but when I first got on them, they can make you pretty nauseous. So I was told by my healthcare provider to do like a half dose for the first few days and then work up to the full dose that she prescribed. But otherwise, I have no bad side effects anymore. I used to have these like brain zaps. So basically, it felt like my scalp was tingling. And I kind of Googled it and I talked to my provider about it. But it's actually a withdrawal symptom of SSRIs. So I don't really know why I was having that, but I was taking my dose as normal, as like I always did. Nothing changed. So I'm not really sure why I was having that, but I talked to her about it and she's like, yeah, that's weird. But that was a while ago and it hasn't happened since. So it's probably over a year ago. Here I have one eyebrow. It's very hard to do my eyebrows in this mirror. If any of you are blonde, do you have any recommendations for brow pencils? Because it's hard. Yeah, I would imagine they got fired for that. I don't know. It's a very fine line between healthcare and TikTok and social media in general, I guess. But those trends, like, it's one thing to think it, but don't publicize it. I don't know. You're in such a vulnerable state when you're in a healthcare setting anyway, and then for people to just put you on blast for that, and even if they're not saying names and stuff, like, I feel like it just goes against ethics. But give me 1 second. I'll look at the screen. Yes, learning to overcome fears is important. I do not think I will ever get over the fear of heights, though. That's a bad one for me. Fear of roaches. I've actually never seen a roach. We don't have them around here as much as like the South does. But yeah, I've never seen a cockroach. I don't ever want to. Actually, okay, well the zoo, but that doesn't count. Don't ask why we have cockroaches in our zoo, okay? Do you have yeah, for some reason the white hearts, it do- the messenger on YouTube does not like it. Um, what is your biggest pet peeve? Ooh. What is my pet peeve? I feel like I have a lot of them. I feel like I'm a crab. People who like stand close to you in line, like I have a huge bubble. I've always had a very huge bubble. And like today, I was at Old Navy and there was a person literally standing so close to me. I'm like, can you back up just a little bit? But one time I was on one and this woman was 2 inches from behind me. So I stepped back and my mom was like, Julia, there's someone behind you. I'm like, I don't care. She's breathing down my neck. That was rude of me, but at this point, learn a little bit of distance, lady. Hi, Urban. Do you have a favorite artist or show you've seen? Any artists you haven't seen live but would like to? I'm guessing you're referring to music artists. My favorite artist that I've seen a lot, and I'm very thankful for that. I love going to concerts, but Post Malone. I am in love with Post Malone. I love him so much. If I could be friends with any celebrity, it would be Posty. He's just such a cool and kind-hearted individual. I just really like him. Any artists I haven't seen that I would like to? Um, Maybe like Tate McRae or Chelsea Cutler. Hi from Chicago. Hello. I've always wanted to go to Chicago. I've only been for like a layover, and we just stayed downtown, and the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup. So it was very busy on year 23. Yeah, all the advice I said still stands true. I would just do what's best for you and your boyfriend, and just realize that you can still go back and see your mom. And if you want to live in like the same city as her or whatever, yeah, Androids are definitely killing it when it comes to cameras. I totally agree with that. I can't leave Apple either. I just can't. Got us in a chokehold. You're trying to go back to Apple. I don't like doing what's in my iPhone videos. I will not be doing one of those. I'm sorry. I just I don't really see the point in them. And I literally have a really old phone and there's like nothing on it that hasn't changed since the last time I did one. So the only thing that's changed is probably the phone case, which is from Casetify. But they are a lot of work to edit everything, so I just don't prefer to upload them. Excuse me. Brain zap sucks. I literally thought I was gonna die when I was withdrawing from my SSRIs. Yeah. I wasn't even withdrawing, which was strange. I am on escitalopram, so it's the generic version of Lexapro, and yes, I do really like it. I feel like it's definitely helped me to, like, come out of my shell and just be a little bit more confident in myself. But yeah, I think your provider will, kinda see what's best for you. I was seeing a different provider before I went on to mine, and now my new provider was like, "Are you prescribed that by a psychiatrist?" And I was like, "No, your colleague prescribed me." And she was like, "Oh." So I don't know. I think every provider is very different. People who don't pull up in the drive-through line, yeah, I would agree. That's what are your guys' pet peeves? Let me know. I would love to read them. Yeah, it is annoying when people don't respect other people's bubbles. Mincis, you definitely should go to his concert. He's so good live. Personal space, yes. Favorite TV shows? I'm always a Grey's Anatomy fan. I haven't watched the newer season. I think there's a new one that has come out, but I haven't watched that. I used to watch A Million Little Things and This Is Us, but I just fell off of that. It's just too deep for me. And sometimes I just, after a long day, the last thing I want is to listen to a bunch of drama. So that one, or those two, I kind of fell off of. I like Sex Lives of College Girls. What is the other one? I just watched it too. Tell Me Lies, I think. I liked that one. Although Steven sucks. Hi from New Hampshire. Just finished my second to last semester in X-ray school. Congrats. That's so exciting. Never been to New Hampshire. Lexapro, yes. I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max. Yes, smacking your food. Oh, that's so irritating. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people start on Lexapro. I think it's one that is for generalized anxiety and depression. So I think it's a one that a lot of providers start with. Pet peeve is when people don't clean up after the animals in the apartment lawns. I had that issue when I first moved here into this apartment, and it was disgusting. It was literally like a landmine full of dog shit, and I just could not stand it. I just forgot I was getting ready. Hello, just like talking, blah blah blah. Um, do you like exercise? Yes, I go to spin usually. I have not been in a while since I've been ill, but I like going to spin. Um, but I kind of stopped seeing results of spin just because I went for so long. So other things that I like are like Pilates, but we don't have a studio that's like not solid core around here. So we do have Pilates reformers at Fly where I go to. It's just like a studio that has different exercises. Um, Also, Brianna, have you ever been to Fly or heard of it? You should come with me sometime. But I love Fly. They're amazing. They're such good energy. The people are so kind and uplifting. I just love them there. So that's why I go to Fly most often. But I don't really want to spend money on another, uh, what's it called? Like membership, I guess. Zoloft. I've heard that's a good one. When you were in X-ray school, did you like? Um, Wait, what? Did you like the OR? I see. Sorry. And did you lose your X-ray markers? When I was in actual school, I never lost my markers, but when I was a tech, I would lose them all the time. Like one time I accidentally lost one in a patient's bed, and I remembered exactly who it was and like what kind of exam we did on the patient. And I called up and I was like, "Hey, if you find this like little plastic thing that has an R on it and the initials JK, yeah, that's mine. So if you could just like send it down to X-ray, that would be great." And then we had another portable to do up on the floor. So I stopped in the patient's room and I was talking to the nurse, and he's like, "I think it's that sitting over there." And so the guy had like put it on the ledge. So I got my marker back. But yes, I lost some markers throughout the times there. Lexapro gang. Sorry, I keep scrolling to the bottom. I'm trying to catch up here. Pet peeve would be neighbors who can't respect that other people live in the building. I've always had an issue with the group of teenagers that smoke weed in the hallways. Like, stop. I don't like the smell of weed. That is just icky. There was a guy on his balcony smoking weed yesterday, watching me shovel my garage, and I like hear music and I look up. I'm like, oh, this is awkward. And then I walked in and I could just smell a very strong scent of weed. I'm like, do your thing, dude, but I'm not a show. Now I'm a show because I'm live, but yes, apartment pet peeves are just apartments are great to live in because, you have, um, maintenance and, like, people do your snow removal and your lawn care and all of that, but also just the people around you can definitely be disrespectful, so hi, Tara. Pet peeve when people are mean to people in the service industry. I definitely agree with that, like, you can definitely tell a person's true character by how they treat service workers. Yeah, the downtown location was their first location to fly, and then they had just opened one in Osgood, Brianna. That's the one I usually go to because it's just closer. But I do really love the downtown one. I just haven't been in a while. I'm trying to decide if I should put eyeliner on. I don't know. For me, it's people who don't pick up after themselves or cleaning slash keeping the area clean. That and people in passenger seat telling you how to drive when you're driving. That would be my mom. Uh, Back seat drivers or passenger seat drivers. Tips for first time clinical. I'm excited but nervous. I start January 9th. I think the first day is just going to be nerve wracking. I was shitting my pants on the first day. It was so nerve wracking for me. But they know that everyone's new and um, um, new to the industry, I guess, and that everything is going to be unfamiliar to you. So I think the texts are generally going to be kind. I know I've had people message me and they're like, the texts are so mean at my site and blah, blah, blah. But I'm trying to concentrate 1 second. Who just texted me? Someone I know was at the Vikings game today, and I don't know if they won or not, but it was overtime. Let's look. Did the Vikings win? They won! Woo! Go Vikes! Little late, but sorry for screaming in your guys' ear. I think it was the first quarter, the second quarter, they were down 0 to 30. So get caught back up. What other advice can I give you? One thing is when I started clinical, it was our second week of the whole program. So like we knew nothing. I think we had just started practicing like chest x-rays and stuff, but we hadn't even comped on them. So we technically like couldn't expose and whatever, but or not expose, but we couldn't like get them in our book. I cannot do two things at once. 1 second. Winnie is making a move. She moved to the couch. I just messed that up really bad. Um, I forgot what I was saying, but like be willing to help out with exams even if you haven't like comped on them and stuff. I think just showing that motivation and that willingness to learn goes so much further than just sitting there and being like, I can't do that exam, so I'm not going to. I forgot to answer the question about the OR too. I'll go back to that in a second here. Um, but helping like take linen out, restocking linen, asking the techs if like they need anything. I think that just goes so much further than the students just sitting there. We had a tech that was like the lead tech there, and she ended up leaving like 2 weeks into us being at clinical. But she would get so pissed if the X-ray students were sitting So, yeah, just offer your help, even if you're kissing the asses of techs. I mean, at least you're willing to try, I guess. But if the tech's gonna get mad over that, you know, that's their energy wasted on being mad. But some people just aren't go-getters, and I don't know. And then as for the OR, I hated the OR. I was not a fan of the OR. Doo-doo-doo. Pet peeve, people who try and take over a convo by raising their voices super loud. Yes, people who talk over other people drives me crazy. Like, just to try to get their point across. Like, you could have waited for me to finish my sentence. Hey from Ireland, hello. Do you have a YouTube channel? Explore with Emmer. Is it Emery? I don't know. It kind of like cuts off there. I'm a radiographer working in Tipperary in Ireland. That's so cool. Hi, Maddie. Sorry. I did ask for a poll for what time was best for people, so I'm sorry. 4 o'clock was the one that beat all, so and that one worked best for me too. So I will try to do another live at a better time for you. Also, I just realized I haven't been sharing these products. I apologize. That's why I live on the third floor of a three-floor complex. Either way, where I live is extremely quiet and nice. That's so nice. I'm glad. Happy for you. I lived on the third floor, and the person below me played their music super loud, and the whole floor would rumble. Because I think they had like a one of those TV sound bars. Do you prefer working in a clinic or hospital setting? I like working in a clinic because um, I can kind of rely on just myself a little bit more versus having other people micromanage. I feel like at a hospital, there's always somebody that like is superior and um, like takes over all the time. I mean, maybe that's not the case for everyone, but I just feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen sometimes with the hospital setting. But I have shopped at Kirkland's before. I haven't been there in a long time though, but the one in Fargo, they have such potent potpourri. It gives me a headache going in there, so I don't go in there often. When do you have to be ready to go out? So we're supposed to have reservations at 7:30. So it's only 5 right now. I don't know. He lives an hour away, so I don't know. He sent me a snap video, so I'm not gonna open it on camera. Maybe he's watching this. Just kidding. That would be really awkward. um, yeah, I like Home Goods and TJ Maxx a lot for home decor. I feel like half of my apartment is one of the two of them or Target. Pet peeve when your neighbor in your complex lets their door slam instead of them closing it nicely. I have a video of the neighbors that were across from me at my apartment that I lived with my ex, and they were moving in at like 10:30 at night. First of all, who does that? I mean, maybe they had a night job or something, or a date. Oh, a night job. So maybe they had to. I don't know. That doesn't make sense either. I don't know. Nothing makes sense. Why were you moving in at 10 p.m.? I don't know. But they kept letting the door slam. And so I took a video of it. And then they had dogs that barked really loud all day. Didn't matter the time of the day. And then Cole and I were walking off of the elevator one time. And I didn't know what the dynamic was of the people that lived across the hall from us, but there was a woman, an older man, and a younger guy. So I don't know who was dating the girl or if they were like family or what, but they had a dog together, a teeny tiny little Yorkie, and that's the dog that barked all the time. And it's not the dog's fault. Like, I don't get mad when a dog barks because it's obviously the owners that aren't there um, for the dog. But Cole and I walked out the elevator, and the guy was coming into the elevator, and he had a gun in his hand, like, like, didn't have it packed or anything, but he was just, like, holding a handgun, and I'm like and Cole was like, "Did you just see that?" I'm like, "I did." Like, a little weird, but or concealed, not packed. That was the wrong verbiage. So, I don't know, I didn't really wanna get into it with them, but we had, like, a resident manager, on site at my old apartment, and if any of you live in my area and you're looking for apartments, I will literally tell you the name of the old place that I lived in, and you should never rent with them or go to that apartment. I cannot stand this rental company. They're called Prairie Property Management. Avoid them at all costs. Just saying. Not a fan. But the resident manager was sitting in the hallway one day when I came home from work, and she was like, "Hello." And then I went into my apartment, and then like 2 seconds later, get a knock on the door. And she was like, "Hi, I just wanted to let you know I've been getting complaints about the person across from you. Have you had any issues with them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, quite a few. I just like haven't reported it or anything because I'm not home during the day. So the only time I hear it is at night." And so she's like, "Yeah, we have people who work from home here that have been complaining." And my ex worked from home, but I don't think he could hear them because his office was like inward from the hallway. So I don't know whatever happened with that, but I'm glad I got out of that lease. It's the worst. Maddie, if you're still here, I hope you have a good night at work. When he travels an hour away to see you, you know it's real. Well, what's funny is he actually is a CT tech. If you were here for me to explain this part, sorry to hear it again, but he is a CT tech, and we met like over a year ago, and I was kind of um, like it was kind of just like a friendship, I guess. But he had found me on the cover of the ASRT magazine that I was on, and he was like, "Hey, I live in Fergus. Do you live in Fargo?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, well, if you ever want to grab drinks," and then we went to the brewery that I always go to, and yeah, we've just been like friends ever since. So I don't really know. It's just like a friendship dynamic or what. But anyway, he snapped me today, and I was like, "The roads are kind of bad, so if you don't want to come, like, I don't blame you." And he's like, "No, anyone who would cancel a date with you would be crazy." And I'm like, "Okay, so it is a date." I don't know. So Isaac, if you're watching this, hello. Target is absolutely dangerous to shop now that they have a mini Ulta in there. I'm so jealous. We don't have an Ulta in ours, but Ulta's literally so close. But when I went today, the line was like 40 people long. That's so exciting. I have never done DEXA, but they had DEXA in one of the um, clinical sites that I went to, and I shadowed in it for a little bit. Mariella, I like the Tarte Found Sealer and the Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage CC Cream. This one you can only get at Ulta, but this one I know they do have at both Ulta and Sephora. I really like the both of them. I used this one today, which is the Found Sealer. I can never go in to just get what's on my list. Same. Target tells you what you need. Winnie is the most beautiful dog ever. Thank you so much. Have you ever brought Winnie to the indoor dog park in town? No, I haven't. Um, Rainy Days, I think is what it's called. I know one of my old coworkers, she always used to bring her dog there. Any plans of home buying next year? Nope. Yeah, a casual gun. I know. I was like, okay. Um, but yeah, I just first of all can't afford it. Second of all, don't want to. Third, don't want to do all the cares for a home. Just not into it. I need to curl my hair. Is there a lot of science in radiography? I'm super scared to start my program and doing the physics part of it. So, physics and the math portion of it, I get this question a lot. It's really only related to boards. Like, you don't really do that in the actual clinical practice. You don't do like physics and equations and stuff unless you're doing like an SID conversion, which you're never going to do, or very rarely. Or if you have to help like the physicist or something, which if you're in a hospital setting, you're not going to have to do that. But you do need to know it for the actual boards exam. So that's the problem. It's like I know it's not practice in the field. However, you have to know it for boards. So yeah, Brianna, I had really, really, really bad experiences with prairie property. I can't. I can't do it. And maybe other people. Yes, prairie is the one that had the microwave problems. And I don't know if I ever showed this, but like, okay, we all know what color my hair is, okay? I have a whole entire um, folder in my phone. It's titled The Grand Apartment Problems. So this was my microwave grate, orange, full of grease. There was grease streaking behind the microwave. Floors were filthy. I complained to them like about the scent, and they were like, "Well, we don't clean inside the microwaves." I'm like, "Well, obviously you don't clean inside the microwave. There's no way to." It was like the literal rotary fan in the back because the guy that lived there would fry fish, and the reason I knew that was because I found a receipt that had fresh fish. Which, whatever, people can like cook whatever he wants. Oh, sorry, I read the word he. And anyway, people can cook whatever they want, but I don't know. I feel like it was a fire hazard. So I complained to them and they're like, we're not replacing the microwave. And I'm like, well, I haven't moved in and it's been 2 weeks. I've been paying rent and I'm not moving in until you fix it. So my ex moved in and then they moved the microwave out and gave us a new one. But then I'm sorry, this is like such bad quality, but this was underneath the fridge. Like that's all the dust underneath the fridge. Like that's not normal. And then we all know what color my hair is, right? So when I moved out of my apartment in college, I completely cleaned like the spinner part of the vacuum, and you can see all of the brown hair. Not my hair. So that was after they cleaned the carpets, and I'm like, this is disgusting. So anyway, favorite YouTubers. I have been loving Tara Michelle. I think her vlogs are so relaxing. I love Bebe Hey, Ashley Thomas, Ashley Taylor, Brittany Troll. I'm so similar to you in a lot of ways. Clean freak, dog obsessed, hate the cold, love naps. Yes, I take naps way too often, and people just don't understand that I love my naps, and it is what it is. I'm just always so tired. I've been watching you since you started your radiology program. I'm currently in nursing school, but radiology has been on my mind so much. That is so exciting that you started your program. I hope it's going well. Um, or started nursing school, I guess. You're in nursing school, sorry. Yeah, you would think that they didn't clean anything. I don't condone violence. Um, they said they cleaned, so I'm guessing what happened is these people moved out or they were forced to move out. So when Cole and I were looking at apartments, we had looked at the unit below just so we could kind of get the like feel for the layout and stuff. And they were like, the tenants are still in the unit above, like they still live there, so we can't go into their property, blah blah blah. But they're wanting out, so they're buying a house, blah blah blah. So then we're like, okay, perfect. We like the layout, like we'll take this one. So we signed a lease, or like the online stuff, and then we went to do the walk-in the day of, and you could tell like they cleaned because it smelled like cleaner, but it still had like the dingy, greasy, dirty smell of like fried cooking grease, and it was almost like rancid cooking grease actually. Um, But I just you can't see it, like, before you pull things, like, away, like the oven and stuff, but I'm guessing that the person moved out that same day, and they panicked and had a cleaner come in, and they cleaned everything, to their best ability, and, like, I totally understand that tenants are bad, but they should have just said to us, "Hey, we need, like, a week to" whether it was, like, tear out flooring, tear out carpeting, etcetera. Um, yeah. I just wish they would have been honest with us and said, "We need more time, and then you can move in on this date." I would have been so much more understanding, but I was just so like turned off by all of that. It's just, I don't know. And there was pee on the toilet seat too, like the back part where you would screw it. Like this is disgusting. Would you guys want to move in here? Probably not. Not you guys, but the people who prairie property. Like would those workers want to move in there? Probably not. Yes, I do like pumpkin spice coffee at Starbucks. Ford. Hello again, Ford. PRG. I don't know if I know that one. I'll have to look into that. Yes, joys of property are never ending. We bought a house and the condition they left it in was shocking. Had to scrub from head to toe. That's so frustrating. And it's like when you move into a home, like you can usually say like it needs to be cleaned by this company before moving in or whatever. But I don't know, it's just ridiculous. What website did you use for the MRI modules? It's called ASRT MR Basics. So ASRT, American Society of Radiologic Technologists. And it was, I think, 200 something dollars. No, I do not talk to Cole. I did see him on a dating app though. Property Resources Group. Okay. Yeah, I just re-signed this lease and I'm happy here, but it's like they bumped it up another $100. So it's like, I don't know, by the time I'm here for a few years, I'm gonna be paying what a mortgage would be, but I'm gonna move my computer. So apologies for the noise here. I need to grab my curling iron. I feel like this is like FaceTime with a friend here. Yeah, I bet everything's so pricey in Florida. I can't even imagine. That is what's nice about here is like the um, cost of living is lower, but also like nobody wants to be here because it's so cold in the winter, of course. But it's nice in the summertime. I love it here in the summers. Yeah, rent increases are crazy. I just can't believe they do that because there's a guy on TikTok that always talks about this, but like your property isn't appreciating value. If anything, it's depreciating because someone's been living there. And that's the whole point. Like they want to get new people in. But you would think that I'm gonna use my laptop as a mirror, so sorry you won't see me like staring into the screen. Um, but yeah, just it's a weird dynamic renting. How long would you want to date someone before introducing them to your channel? Well, I don't know if I ever would again, just for the fact that people really like to try, and I mean, this is human nature, but they try to like answer the story, I guess, about people's relationships. They try to, put two and two together and like make up a resolution for what they think is happening in a person's life outside of what, like YouTubers and influencers show. But I made that mistake in my last relationship, and I just don't think it was very beneficial showing him because when we broke up and he went on a dating app, I'm guessing it was a subscriber or maybe a friend that knew me, but they emailed me off of like a fake spam email that they made themselves, not spam, but like a burner email account. And they emailed me a screenshot of his profile and they're like, hey, are you guys still dating? And like, I appreciate it, but like, people just interject themselves into the relationship and don't know the full details and stuff, and we weren't dating at the time, so, yeah, I don't know if I ever would again, it just would be different. I actually was seeing a guy from last February until, like, September. Like, we went to the Minneapolis together and, like, did a little weekend trip, and I don't know, he moved away and it was just, like, hard. So, like, I occasionally will still talk to him, but we weren't even dating. Like, I literally was seeing him since February and we weren't official. But also, on the contrast, I was seeing a guy for 2 weeks and he was like, "Do you wanna make it official?" And I'm like, "No. No, no, that's way too early. I barely know you. I barely know your first and last name, let alone want to date you and be official." That soup recipe is seriously one of my favorites. It's very easy to make. In North Dakota, it is 5:14 p.m. Yeah, you should go to bed. I feel bad keeping you up, but I appreciate you watching. Winnie's nicknames, I call her Boo Boo, Win, Winnie, Winnie Butt, Turkey Butt, Turkey. I can't think of anything else. She has a lot of random names. Monkey, Wieners, Wieners. I call her Wieners. And that kind of stemmed because we had a wiener dog, and I would call him Wieners, and just like Winnie Wieners fits. How many more times can I say that word? Standard rent increases in our market are 7 to 8%, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, it's crazy. We are going from 1,700 now to 2,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath condo with assigned parking. Not to mention the gates never work. That is so frustrating. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm all over the place right now. Do you make videos on TikTok? A little bit here and there. I'm not. I would say I'm the most consistent on YouTube. TikTok and Instagram Reels are just more for fun. I just finished my first semester in my radiology program. There's people in the hallway. My goal is to be an MRI tech. What is the best way to transition? I found a community college, which I can go for a diploma in MRI. If your goal is to be only an MRI tech, I would maybe not go into X-ray first. Or I guess you said you've already finished it. Um, just because it takes so much time. But since you've already started, I would recommend either like finding an online course, like an online college for MRI, and doing it that way. I don't know of any ones like what they're called. I know there's one through Arizona, but I have no idea what the university is called. But I would recommend doing that or doing like job training on the job training and then taking your ARRT. Also, can you guys hear me okay? Am I talking loud enough? Will you ever get another dog for Winnie? Not anytime soon. If I had a significant other and like there was, more people to care for them, I probably would, but I don't have any intentions to at the moment, even though she'd probably love having a friend. But she goes to daycare so much that she gets her interaction with other dogs. She goes at least 2 times, if not 3 times a week. And then otherwise, she's with my family. So I always bring her over to my parents and she plays in their giant backyard. Do you do your 16 credits of MRI using the ASRT basics? Yes, Ethan. It's all on there. All the 16 credits. You try the Panera broccoli cheddar soup or tomato soup they put in a bread bowl. Never had Panera's tomato soup, but I've had their broccoli cheddar, and that's really good. I have a wiener dog, and they're one of the funnest breeds to have. Yeah, Toby lived to be 17. His birthday actually is Christmas Eve, so he would have been 18 this year. He's an old guy, but he passed away last January. Yeah, I've heard that wiener dogs have back problems. Toby never did, but our Cocker Spaniel had really bad back problems. His name was Jake. You guys probably remember him. Okay, perfect, Tara. Thank you. And Megan, thank you. Would you be at a disadvantage to only be an MRI tech other than getting your ARRT from college and then cross training? Not necessarily. I don't know many people that just did MRI. Um, I know one guy that did it, but he never ended up even taking his boards or anything, which I think is so silly. But there are a few people in my program that didn't ever take their boards. So I just can't imagine like going through that much schooling just to not take your exam. But anyway, I don't think there are any disadvantages. However, I don't know because I don't work with any techs that I know of like that. I do work with some techs from the other hospital in town, or excuse me, not the other, but a hospital in town. They rent, or we have a contract with them, and they rent out our scanner, and we scan for their patients that are claustrophobic. And um, a lot of them just did X-ray school first and then cross trained. I guess it's kind of like the word expensive, I guess is kind of, dependent on each person's income and everything. But she goes to daycare for $28 a day, which I mean, it is expensive, but I would pay $100 for her to go and have fun. I think children's daycare is so much more expensive. I have a friend that literally said she spends like $1,100 a month for daycare, and I almost threw up. No, I do not have my bachelor's, Ethan. I have an associate's in applied science. Yeah, any dog can have back problems. Totally agree. It's like all has to do with if they jump and everything. Brianna, do you have pet insurance? What's your dog's name? My parents have four older Doxies and 9 through 16. They each have such a distinct personality from each other. I saw a TikTok that was like, "What's the difference between a long-haired dachshund and a short-haired dachshund?" And the two long-haireds were sleeping outside of the blanket, and the short-haired was underneath the blanket. Which Toby used to do that all the time. He was such a burrower. I feel like that girl. Do you guys remember the video? It was probably in like the early 2000s, but she took her webcam from her parents, like she got it taken away, and she recorded a hair tutorial with her curling wand, and she burned off a huge chunk of her hair. Do you guys remember that? And then she ended up going on Ellen for it, and her parents were like, "Yeah, she was grounded because we actually took away her laptop, and then she decided to steal it and record a video, and then burnt her hair off." Oops, I didn't mean to grab that. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, poodles are really funny. I like poodles. Um, True Pinion. I'll have to look into that. Winnie goes to such a small vet in town. That's the only one who could get her in for like a new puppy exam when I first got her. So I don't know if they accept insurance. I would hope they would, but um, I was actually looking into pet insurance not too long ago. So I am looking into that just in case I missed this hair. Ah, okay, we're just gonna do this. Dorothy, yes, I haven't changed my iPhone layout at all. I was just thinking, oh, I'm getting hungry. No, we're going out to dinner, so I cannot eat. I've heard good things about that vet. Is that the little one that's on 13th? Or is that a different one? I'm hoping I'm getting all my hairs over here. I can't really see very well, but it's okay. I do not watch 90 Day Fiance, but my friend Taylor is obsessed with that show. I actually have a friend that is a travel CT tech, and they make $170 an hour. Isn't that insane? Absolutely absurd. Okay, I think I actually did like a shadow at that facility when I was in high school. I wanted to shadow for vet tech, and I actually saw a dog get spayed. I saw a cat get declawed, but that was the tiny little facility I think that I went to. So that's funny. Menzies, I am 26. I'll be 27 in April. It's my golden birthday. I used to love Georgia. Not that I don't now, but I always wanted to move to Georgia, which is so funny. I have family, friends that live in Kennesaw area. Actually, it's more so Marietta. Are you a paleontologist, Ford? Would you ever do a meet and greet? Yeah, I don't think that there are many people like in my area, but I would love to do that. I think that'd be so fun. Um, Not even like a meet and greet, just like a hangout would be fun. I don't feel like I'm known enough to do that. Which do you recommend? Go for an associate's degree in rad tech, then 14-week class for MRI, less money, or an MRI tech program? I'd probably go with the first option just because then you actually have like a traditional degree, associate's degree, and then you can take your X-ray and radiography board, or excuse me, and MRI boards, um, rather than just do the MRI program if it's only 14 weeks. I think that the knowledge that you learn from X-ray is so helpful, um, and just if you want to go into CT as well. But I know being in your late 20s is like rough because it's like you look young, but then people are like, "How old are you?" And they're like, "Really?" Yeah, I like how I'm turning 27, and I got my ID questioned at a bar in Arizona, and the guy was like, I'm not letting you in." I'm like, "That's fine, just give me my ID back because I have a flight to catch. If you don't believe that I'm my age, then that's on you. I'm not gonna go sit out in the sun and age myself for you, buddy." I'll be 30 in April and honestly looking forward to it. My 20s were fun, but I enjoy the confidence and improved self esteem I'll be carrying into my 30s compared to my early to mid 20s. I totally agree with that. I feel like my knowledge and my maturity level and just how I handle myself and carry myself, I feel like I'm so much different than even like 5 years ago. So that's awesome. Good for you. I'm so happy for you for that. But yeah, I don't envy anybody in their, early 20s. I don't want to go back to that. Thank you, Ford. Ford, you never heard me. Are you a paleontologist? Um, I always get questioned when I go to the lottery ticket to get a gas. Wait, what? When I go to get a lottery ticket at the gas station. I got questioned for playing bingo in Minnesota, and it's 18 there. You have to be 18 to play bingo. Oh, I'm sorry. Ross Geller was a paleontologist in Friends. That's none of their business. I dislike that a lot. What part? Rena, are you the one who messaged me the other day about merch? I'm confused. What's going on here? Good luck with that. Oh, Raina, are you talking? I think she's behind, but I think she's talking about when I was mentioning that people were talking about my ex. I don't know. I'm confused. Can you explain the difference? Wait, can you explain continuing ed for every 2 years? Since you do multiple things like X-ray, CT, MRI, do you do more continuing ed? So you have to do so many credits per year. It's like a biennium. I know. I'm just like staring at the screen. um, but yeah, you just do like credits that are approved by the ARRT. So I always do ones through the ASRT because I know that they're going to be accepted. But you have to do so many credits for each modality. Mhm. You guys, help me figure out what to wear. It is freezing out. I think I've answered this earlier before a lot of people were here. Um, it's negative 10 degrees out and very, very windy. I think the wind speeds are like 30 degrees, 30 miles per hour. What should I wear? I'm going on a dinner date for those of you who are new, and I hate dinner dates. I hate them. They're the worst. But I've already met him, so it's not going to be that bad. There's always like one little patch of hairs in the back that don't look good. They like, don't sit right. Yes, that. Oh my God, Brianna, the roads were terrible. I went to Alta, and that road behind DSW. Um, there was like 30 cars waiting to turn left and right, either towards Target or towards Shields. I'm getting so distracted. There was like 8 comments that just came in at one time. Do not burn my hair off. Black pants, a cute long sleeve, and a jacket. Layer it up. The warmest option. Literally never have experienced that weather in my life. I'm jealous. Jeans, a long sleeve underneath, and a cozy layered jacket. That would be cute. I wish that could be helpful. It never gets that cold where I live in Washington. Just get a drink. So this is a lot, like, I would never mention this in a video, but when I was in um, um, oh my gosh, I almost died. I hope you're exaggerating. That'd be so scary. Yeah, people are crazy on that road today. Anyway, sorry. When I was in middle school, I used to have kind of like an eating thing where I didn't like to eat around people. Honestly, hit him with the scrubs for fun. That would be funny. He already has seen me in scrubs on the ASRT magazine. Um, what curling iron is that and the size barrel? It is the Bondi Boost. You can get it at Ulta. I think it might just be online, maybe, but okay, good. I'm glad you're exaggerating. Brianna, do you have Instagram? Um, I think it might be an inch or an inch and a quarter. I don't know. I hear 90s fashion is making a comeback. Yeah, I feel like it has been for a while. Coldest temp I've ever experienced is 7 degrees in the winter. Yeah, it's cold here. Yeah, some alcohol, like a small glass of wine slash whiskey for blood circulation when it's really cold outside. Keeps you warm. Probably. I like they always say like an alcoholic blanket. I am going to follow you right now. Okay, I'll answer a few more questions and then I'm gonna go um try to find something to wear. I cannot get behind the flare-legged boot cut type of jeans on myself. I'm just short and they just make me feel like I'm wider than I am. But thank you, Katie. I did get it highlighted a couple, maybe last week, maybe last Monday. Um, but yeah, it's very, very naturally blonde. I just like the more bright, kind of purplish blonde, the unnatural blonde, I should say, bottle blonde. Yeah, I definitely have noticed some like really dark hairs coming. I'm like, why am I turning dark versus gray? I would rather have gray hair. What's your go-to drink? I'm a Marg girl. I love Margs. I used to actually hate tequila until this last year, but I do like it. So margaritas. I'll have like maybe a Sauvignon Blanc or what is that other? Um, this one, Riesling. Otherwise, I don't like mixed drinks very much. Um, I like boot cut, I guess, if I'm wearing like a higher shoe, but I feel like when I'm wearing like a flat shoe, that just looks funny on my body. Yeah, I like vodka too. I don't like tequila as well. Margs and amaretto sours. I've never had an amaretto sour. Does your date have a brother? I don't know. Actually, I can ask him tonight. Corona Rita. I don't think I've had one of those either. I know what they look like though. Okay, two more questions and then I'll go find something to wear. Do you have a type or food? Do you have a type of food or dish where if you see it on the menu, you gotta try it? Um, Usually like pasta dishes. I actually was going to look at the menu and see what they have. Is your date the same age as you? No, I think he's like 3 years younger than me. I can't find men my own age or older. Yikes. Ooh, they have seasonal margarita flavors. Maybe I'll get a marg. He already knows about my YouTube channel, so maybe I'll would you ever date a vegan? I don't care what a person eats. Of course. Mai Tai. They have a Riesling. Maybe I'll get that. Anyway, why am I looking at the wines? I was gonna look at the entrees. Okay, they have lots of pastas. Oh my gosh, duck. I'm not a big meat eater. It depends on the drink, I guess, and it depends on how I'm feeling that day. I like Caribou's lattes better, but Starbucks I like for their cold brew. I really like the like cold foam that they have, the salted caramel, salted caramel cream cold brew. I just completely lost brain function there. Are you a planner or go with the flow? Or does it depend on the situation? Kind of depends on the situation. I like to kind of know in advance like what I'm getting myself into if it comes to like traveling and stuff, but I won't like plan out a trip like to a T. I just feel like having a little spontaneity is better. We don't have Dutch Bros here, Keely. I'm so jealous. I've had Dutch Bros once. I miss being a barista at Starbucks. Had so much fun. That sounds like a really stressful job, and I seriously thank every single barista because some people are very specific with their coffees. I can't even imagine. Have you ever done one of those solo dates, like you go to restaurants alone and do things you do with someone else alone? No, I haven't. Yes, the campfire mocha is so good. I don't really like the Irish cream cold brew, honestly. Texas, he said. Bookish letters. Did you say you live in Texas? I've only had Dutch Bros in Arizona. Okay, yes, Starbucks would be hard in the civilian world. I agree. I like being alone too, but I'm afraid if I go on a solo date that I would get approached by somebody. Maybe not though. Actually, I've gone to drinks alone before. Like I went and got a drink prior to going to an event by myself. So no one actually talked to me except for the bartender, which was kind of nice. Just having, a little solo time. San Antonio. Okay. Favorite clothing stores. I've been liking Old Navy. Just bought a bunch of stuff from there. It's in tomorrow's vlogs. So today's Vlogmas, the 17th. It will be in tomorrow's Vlogmas. Yeah, someone would think I'm waiting for someone or got stood up or something. I have never had the donut holes at Starbucks. Um, where else? I like this local place called Mint and Basil. They do have an online store, but they don't have like all of the stuff that they sell in store online, but it's a really cute boutique. Where else do I like? Lane 201. It's an online boutique. Love their stuff. I think they're based in Indiana. Yeah, that is so true, Keely. Winnie has never had a donut. She's had like a birthday dog donut for her first birthday, but I think she would like anything. She doesn't like ice though. She throws it up. Okay, I am going to go and figure something out to wear. Maybe I think he lives in Germany, Megan. I think Ford lives in Germany. But I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much for participating in this live. Sorry about my voice. But I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you for being understanding that I didn't get a vlog done yesterday. So thank you. I will try my best to have fun on the date. But all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's vlog. Bye. Thank you. I will be safe. Thank you. Bye, everyone.